The concept of humans transforming into wolves dates back thousands of years, with stories found in cultures across the planet. But when that same myth springs up across oceans, it begs the question, just how close to reality might the wolfman be? Well, to begin with, there's a rare genetic condition known as hypotrichosis, or werewolf syndrome, where a person grows an abnormal amount of hair all over their body, giving them a wolf-like appearance. People with hypotrichosis were sometimes exhibited in freak shows, or during the werewolf trials that we'll touch on later, would have automatically been assumed to be a wolfman and killed. On top of this, the spread of rabies in medieval times may have also contributed to werewolf legends. Rabies affects the central nervous system and can cause symptoms like aggression, foaming at the mouth, and even hallucinations. All behaviors that could be linked to the savage, uncontrollable image of a werewolf. On top of this, wolves are a common carrier of the disease, which has then led some researchers to speculate that rabies was the real-world origin of werewolves. Whether that may be the case, there is also a psychiatric condition known as clinical lycanthropy, where people genuinely believe that they can transform into wolves or other animals. And this isn't only a recent phenomenon. This delusion often occurs alongside other serious mental health disorders, such as schizophrenia or bipolar disorder. While the disorder is rare, there are documented cases that exist where individuals truly believe that they can shapeshift into wolves and even acted accordingly, sometimes violently. Most recently in 2016, a case in Florida involved a 19-year-old man who, while suffering from delusions, brutally attacked two people and was found ignoring on one of the victims. He exhibited growling and other wolf-like behaviors before being subdued and later diagnosed with the disorder. With so many conditions that can cause people to act erratically or display animal-like behavior, it's easy to see how confusion and fear in earlier centuries could give rise to the werewolf myth. In an age of limited medical knowledge, strange illnesses and bizarre behaviors were often attributed to supernatural forces. This atmosphere of fear and superstition eventually fueled infamous trials, much like the medieval witch trials we've all come to understand as a brutal part of our past. But were you aware of the werewolf trials of the 16th and 17th centuries? In parts of France, Germany, and Switzerland, people were accused of being werewolves and put on trial. The accused were often people already living on the fringes of society, or those suffering from mental health issues. One of the most notorious cases involved a man named Peter Stumpp, who, after being tortured to the point nobody believed his truth, confessed to transforming into a wolf and committing numerous murders. He was then brutally executed in 1589 by having his limbs broken so that he couldn't harm anyone if he rose from the dead, before being beheaded. These trials were a result of hysteria and superstition, but they fed into the growing fear of wolf men who prowled the forests at night. But what about full moon transformations and silver bullets? Well, several studies have hinted to a possible connection between the full moon and increased natural disturbances. Some hospital staff have reported spikes in admissions for psychiatric disturbances, injuries, or aggressive behavior during full moon periods. In fact, a 2011 study published in the World Journal of Surgery found that more animal-related injuries and surgeries occurred during full moons. On top of this, some law enforcement agencies have claimed that crime rates and reports of unusual behavior tend to rise on nights of the full moon. And as for silver bullets, this is purely rooted in literature and religious beliefs, with silver being long viewed as a symbol of purity and spiritual cleansing in various religious and cultural traditions, due to its connection with purity through the purification of metals, and its reflected properties being thought to symbolize divine light and truth, making it a great metaphor for spiritual cleansing. It's rumored that silver was sometimes used during the werewolf trials, which is where the link to silver bullets in today's pop culture may have come from. So whether you believe in werewolves or most likely not, it's clear that the myth has deep roots in our history, shaped by a mix of real-world phenomena and pure imagination. From genetic disorders to psychological delusions, rabies outbreaks, and even bizarre full moon behaviors, the origins of the Wolfman myth lie somewhere between science and superstition.